Someone's gotta change.
I just love it when the sun finally comes out. Could you imagine living with no sun whatsoever? It's just a terrible thing to deal with. How's it going, guys? Devin, Silent Stag, we're back again with another YouTube video. Today is the day that I share my love with all of you in many ways, but more specifically, coffee is what I'm referring to. I just kind of want to go over my brewing method of choice right now. I had a fan or two reach out to me, one by email, talking about how they saw one of my Mind for Routine videos, which will be linked above. And I was doing like coffee techniques and all that stuff with the Chemex, and just wanted, he or she or they wanted to know, you know, which method is best, which method do I prefer, what method will work for them and maybe their family members or whatsoever. And so I'm here to sort of help with that in a way. Actually, there's gonna be a series of videos happening. Today's video is based around the V60. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and deal with a little bit of that. But for you aficionados out there, for you enthusiasts out there, you probably already know tons about the V60 and different brew methods and all that. So today isn't exactly a tutorial for people like you. I'm more so just going over my method while we're talking coffee. And yeah, you can expect to see more videos based around coffee, especially with different methods like the Chemex, French press, Kalita wave, tons of different stuff, different equipment, things like that. So stick around if you want to. So for this particular method, we're going to go with a 1 part water, 16 part coffee. That's 1/16 ratio. The brew time, we're aiming for about 2:35 to 3 minutes for the brew time for the V60. We're gonna do a medium fine grind size. You can go with medium as well if you're interested in something like that. Depends on how much flavor you're wanting to pull out. Today we're brewing with 37.5 grams of coffee. We're gonna do 3 equal iterations. We're gonna be breaking it down to 175 grams per pour after the initial bloom of 75 grams. After the first pour, we're gonna do a quick stir. It's gonna be up and forward, down and back. And then the second pour, no stir at all, just circular motion, concentric motions clockwise, at least my preference. And then the last pour is gonna be a clockwise stir for about 3 to 5 stirs to get that downward motion going, give you that even bed to help you get an equal extraction. Anyways, first step is to choose our coffee, obviously. I have a couple options here with me right now. This one here is a local roaster from a local coffee shop we have called West Oak Coffee Shop here in northern Texas. And this is an Ethiopian single origin coffee. And with this being a single origin, it really just means that it's gonna have a very specific taste based on what part of the region that this is coming from. So today's coffee is gonna be Onyx Coffee Lab. Onyx Coffee Lab is a pretty popular brand within the coffee enthusiast, coffee professional community because they've been putting out really unique stuff. Some of their stuff is traditional, some of their stuff is modern. This one's called Southern Weather, which is perfect because I live in the South and the weather is actually nice today. The sun's out and all that cool stuff, so I definitely appreciate that. I've actually already tried this and I can just smell it right now as I'm like messing with the bag. The air's escaping. It smells so good. Anyways, let's go over what we need for this particular brewing method. In my opinion, if you want to brew a nice cup of coffee, you're doing a specialty coffee, third wave style, you're going to need a couple things. So it's going to be a bit of an investment, but not too much. I think you're going to need a scale. Scale is just so you can get a good measurement of water to coffee, and the ratio is to be as precise as can be for the most optimal cup of coffee. You're going to need a grinder. This is a hand grinder. Preferably you want to need a burr grinder, so it could be electric or a manual grinder here. You're going to need your coffee, of course, and you're going to need your brewer. In this case, it's going to be the Hario V60 number 2. At the number 2 because it's actually I have number 1 as well, but number 2 brews a bigger batch, so that is why I did that. And you're going to need a filter for the brewer, obviously, and then you're going to need a spoon for the stir. And obviously you need a kettle and water and all that stuff. I think that is the most optimal you can get, besides spending more money on more expensive equipment. But if you're looking just to get in, what you really need is you need whole bean coffee, and you need a brewer, and you need a spoon and some kind of grinder. It's 30 bucks. So first things first is I need coffee. So we're going to turn on my scale and measure out 37.5 grams of coffee. So I just tear up my scale, And right now we're gonna pour that coffee. Don't want to touch anything. You want to influence. All right, and now we just grind as expected. This is gonna take a while, by the way, so. Oh my gosh, my arm hurts. Oh. It smells great, but this is grueling. All right, the next step is to pre-wet my filter. Pre-wet your filter because you want to get rid of the paper taste from the filter. You want to preheat your vessel that's holding your coffee eventually. And you want to preheat the brewer so that when everything's brewing, it's very consistent and you get no cold spots and there's an even extraction throughout the entire thing. That's probably the most important thing about brewing coffee, is getting that even extraction. So Hario has quickly become my favorite brewing method, and I stand by it a lot because there's a couple things as far as like my lifestyle that it fits with really well. Just preheating it here. One thing I really like is that it's really good at making at least 1 cup of coffee. Very easily, no mess or anything like that. It's super simple, and I like that a lot. And I know it seems like it's a lot because honestly, I make it a lot when I add all this extra stuff to it. But it could be very simple. And funny enough, one of the simpler forms of brewing is the French press. But I find cleaning the French press to be super messy because there's no filter involved. With the filter, you can take it out, you can toss it out. With the French press, you actually have to clean out your brewer every single time. Whereas with something like this, since the coffee like hardly touches the brewer itself, you just have to rinse it out and you're good for at least a week. Then you can wash it every time. So tare my scale, add my grounds, make sure I'm still at 37.5. There I am. Then we give my brewer a little bit of a shake to even it out. So I want to create a divot in the middle. The reason I'm creating this divot is because I want to, for my personal method, is I want to let the water reach the center of the grounds and saturate all the grounds for the initial pour, just for optimal extraction. So I'm tearing the scale here. We're going for 75 grams for the first pour. We'll do a 30-second bloom here. So now I'm going for 250 for the pour, as I reach 30 seconds. I'm going circular motions. I'm breaking up the top of that crust there, the little coffee brownie. Going in circular motions, working my way inside, outside, inside, outside. I'm going a little bit of a different grind setting today, so hopefully that works well for me. I should be going a little bit faster actually. There we go. So at 115, we're gonna start our next pour. And I'm going up to 425 for that. I feel like this is gonna be a good one. I have a good feeling. Oh, almost forgot, stir. In, down, just to get full saturation. Sorry about that. We're a little behind, but it's fine. Going for the next pour. 425. This one we're going a little bit faster. Go. For this one, we won't do anything, we'll just let it extract like the entire way. So yeah, this seems like it may be a little bit too fine, or my pours are a little bit too slow is what it may be as well. So 210, I'm getting ready to go for my last pour, up to 600. There we go. For this one, we're going to end with a center pour for the last 50 milliliters at least. You want to match the speed that is coming out. There we go. One spin, and it seems as though 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It seems as though my brew is a little bit too fine. That's the only explanation I have for it. It's just there we go. The brew time was around 310, which seems a little long. I did brew 600 milliliters. I'm not claiming to know everything. I'm not claiming to be the best at everything. I'm not claiming that my method's the best. This is something that I've been working on for a little bit, that I've been developing, taking tips from different brewing methods involving different brewing equipment. And this is what I've come to that I tend to like the most right now. Things are always changing for me, so we'll see. I'm still learning and growing when it comes to that. So I want to show you guys quickly what I'm working here with the grind size. So here's my setup, and here is the it looks medium fine to me. Maybe it's a bit too fine. Maybe we should go adjust one notch back. But regardless, check out how even that bed is. That is very, very flat, very even. Let's try it out. My vessel's still warm, so is this. Still very hot. So this, to me, I just got this coffee a couple days ago, and to me it smells, if you were to imagine smelling coffee, it probably smells exactly like that. It's a typical coffee smell, has that milk chocolatey scent to it. So hot. That's good. That's good. It tastes how I expect it. I'm getting pretty consistent with the V60. I'm able to get, like I said, I've been brewing the same amount of time. The grind size has been varying, but I've been lucky enough to get a very consistent flavor. And I'm trying to think how to express what I'm tasting here. And I'll tell you guys what's on the bag soon, but to me, this screams traditional. It has a very chocolatey flavor to it, like a nutty, chocolatey sort of tone note to it. But there's hints of like progressiveness, I guess you would say, when it comes to the progression of coffee. It's not just your standard run-of-the-mill type of flavor, right? You're getting tons of bursts of flavor in this, but you're getting that the solid base is like the solid milk chocolate, nutty flavor for the solid base. Then after that, you get a nice citrus note, at least toward the end of it, it seems. Thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate it. If you did like the video, leave a like. If you didn't like the video, leave a dislike. That way I know you guys are here regardless. And leave a comment. Let me know what you guys are drinking. What's your favorite brewing method? Let me know if this helped you out with anything. Are you gonna try out my brewing method? Do you have a brewing method similar to this? And what's your favorite equipment when it comes to brewing? What do you prefer? Chemex, V60, Kalita Wave, etc. French press, things like that. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe. See you later.